So what is a function? You probably have seen many kind of functions in your previous math classes, like y is equal to pi x squared, which is a formula for the area of a circle, or y is equal to x plus 2, just some random function, or y is equal to x squared plus x plus 1. So at this point you probably have seen many different kind of functions. To put it in more precise terms, a function defines a certain relation between x and y. And more abstractly, a function can be represented as y is equal to f of x, where f represents our function, or the relationship that tells us that y depends on x. In this case, we can say that x is our independent variable, while y is our dependent variable. For example, in case of a circle, the radius, let's call it x, will determine the area of our circle, as we can see by this formula. Here's a more formal definition of a function. A function from a set D to a set Y is a rule that assigns a unique single element f of x to each element of our set D. Okay. So in this case, D is the domain, while the set of all the set of all f of x that belong to y, such that x belongs to D, is our range. So to make it more precise, for example, if we go back to the circle example, where x was the radius and y was the area, and the relation between y and x was y is equal to pi x squared. So in this case, x, the radius, can only be a positive number because radius can be negative. So right away we know that D is a set from 0 to infinity of real numbers. And given that our range becomes, in this case, if we were to plug into this every number from 0 to infinity into this equation, y equal pi x squared, then we would get that y would go from 0 to infinity as well. So we can think of it as example 1. For example 2, let's suppose that now we don't think of y equal pi x squared as a formula for a circle. Let's just look at it as a generic function. Then in this case, domain would go from minus infinity to infinity. But because every x gets squared, we're only gonna end up with positive numbers. So in this case, range would be 0 to infinity.